At this stage, summer transfer window looks way too far, and we have had to dig deep into our academy prospects to be able to see if they can, fill in those spaces that have been left in by some of these transfer outs or injury situations. But do you think our academy graduates have it in them to fill those places and ensure that we are saved of the embarrassment of relegation and maybe end up achieving something in the cup competitions?
Zero Premier League or European exposure to these kids. They have had zero experience there. But whenever the academy kid is introduced in the first team squad, it's a injection of energy. We have seen that happen way too many times in our history to discount the process of bringing a academy and the kind of impact it has had in our history. We have seen Rashford in the past few years
Yeah,
brought. We have seen Toby Collier when he came on. I'd say Adnan Januzaj comes to mind for some reason.
yeah,
He came in and scored a couple of goals, saved Mohit embarrassment against Sunderland. L- we have had the class of 92 who were responsible for a very long period of success. It is in the ethos of the club to bring, uh, you know, decent young individuals to the first team squad and them excelling as well. And really see our first team squad as a lot of players as dispensable right now. I don't think Casemiro in any world would, in any other team, I don't think Casemiro gets another start. I think it's been woeful in our midfield. I think it's
Al Nasser probably he will get a start.
probably, but he shouldn't be starting in a Manchester United midfield, and I seriously think it's time for us to promote some youth from our academy. And yes, Højlund has been given. We already discussed Højlund has been given enough chances, and
Yeah.
even though in the 20, 30 odd minutes we have seen of Chido Obi-Martin, he hasn't lit the world alight, but I think give him time, he'll give you something better than what Højlund has been giving us.
I mean, how much worse can he be, right? I don't think there's much to lose if you probably share minutes between Hoyland and him because let's say Hoyland gets 60 minutes every game, he doesn't score much, he doesn't contribute much to the attacking part of United, and then you give 30 minutes to Obi Martin in some of these games so that he continues to build on his confidence. The only problem will be that they are doing this instead of playing 90 minutes in the youth teams, which
Mhm.
probably helps them get more game time, helps them improve physically, get them that game experience. So it's a bit of a trade-off, but I think the situation that the United squad is in at this point in time, I think a couple of these players will continue to be a part of 18 on
Oh
match
yeah.
day.
See, academy players will give an arm to just being able to train with the first team. This
Yeah,
is what their dreams come true look like to them.
yeah.
Getting a chance to train with the first team and getting a shoe in the squad, even getting a couple of minutes would have been huge for Chido Martin against Spurs. Even though he didn't get any
Touch. Yeah.
decent touch in
Yeah.
that game. But yeah, this is it for him. This is why he signed for Manchester United and didn't continue with Arsenal
Yeah, I
because
think
he
he was
saw
shown a
a
path
path.
to
Yeah.
the first team, and yeah, probably that has come in earlier. Or you could argue maybe even in the Arsenal squad, given the challenges they have had, he might have had a chance as well. But that's okay. I think he's our player now. But who else? Who else do you think at this point in time can maybe get in some minutes? The only other player on bench yesterday against Everton was Sekou Kone. He plays central defensive midfield, and when Amorim took Casemiro off, he put Garnacho on in the number 10 spot and then Bruno in the midfield. So, do you think Kone gets some minutes soon?
Kone and Fletcher are the two candidates who think might
Fletcher
get
is more
some minutes
advanced,
because
right? Fletcher is more
he is
advanced.
more advanced.
Yeah.
He is more advanced, but is a reminiscence of his father, Darren Fletcher, who used to do a number on midfields. Like, to be very honest, like, we saw very less of Darren Fletcher over the years after he got his,
Chronic bowel
injuries
syndrome.
and chronic bowel syndrome. Yeah, but what we saw of him was, I think peak Man United midfield. I'd say Scholes, Carrick,
Carrick,
and
Fletcher.
Fletcher. These players. Ball was secure when these players had the ball, and it always used to land in a much forward and a much better
Yeah,
attacking position than what they had when they had received the ball. But that isn't the case anymore.
yeah,
Now we have a destroyer Ugarte. We have a Casemiro who loses the ball and it turns our
yeah,
attack into defense. And then we have Bruno who, as tireless servant as he is. To be honest, I feel bad for Bruno because he
yeah.
spent the best part of his career trying to get something
He
out of.
could actually have been playing in any team in
Yeah.
Europe, starting for them, probably winning tons of trophies. Like imagine, okay, I don't know if Real Madrid because they're full of these midfield talents, but probably like a team like Barcelona or Manchester City or somewhere. I think he would walk. He's the only United player who would walk into these teams and still
Okay.
start in the 11 and probably would be like a serial winner or something. But yeah, he is playing for United. Hopefully, he can win something of significance in the upcoming
Yeah,
years. But
Mission 21 to win a title in 2028 has been the buzzwords we are hearing
yeah,
out of the management. So yeah, hopefully he's a part of that.
and these academy graduates will have to step up for us to have any serious contention of being able to achieve that Premier League title because as we know from what we have heard, what we understand is that the financial situation is not great, so we will not be
Yeah.
dipping in the transfer market as much as we would expect. So it will have to be
Mm.
some of these players from the academy stepping up and be able to take that first team spot and do well there.
You know what? Another thing that is being mooted right now is us following the footpath of PSG and Chelsea, wherein we
Loan
sell
these guys.
our academy, not loan, sell our academy graduates just for pure profit in the
Yeah,
coming
which is
transfer
why
window.
Garnacho, Menu were in the transfer discussion this
Yeah,
window, right?
yeah,
So yeah,
correct.
that's purely coming as a business decision. In one of the pods we discussed that
Mm.
it doesn't make footballing sense to do it, but I think that's the commercial side of football which prevails a lot of times over footballing side. So probably
And
that will happen. Yeah.
we are on the path. If actually Mission 21 is going to be get executed in 2028, we won the Carabao Cup 2 years back. We won the FA Cup. So this is the year for Europa League.
This year we win the
We
Europa and
have
next year we
next year win the title.
and Champions League the year later.
Yes, that's right. That's
I
a
think
natural progression
we
of
can
a.
keep dreaming. I don't
Yeah.
think even Europa League is difficult this year, but